Okay, so it is 7 p.m. and we might just be waiting for a few more participants to be trickling in. A few more members here. I do see some joining. In any case, we'll go ahead and just begin. This orientation is being recorded, so it will be available to everyone on our social media sites, including our website as well. I'm very excited to meet every single one of you. I'm very excited to see everyone here. Thank you so much for spending part of your evening today on this fine Thursday. And I hope that you get a lot of information from this session. But of course, I also hope to communicate to you one of the reasons why Speech and Debate is one of the premier organizations on campus. And it is one of the organizations that I've been affiliated with for a while. And it is an association for me that I have that has allowed me to grow. It has allowed me to gain a lot of experience. And I hope to be able to express to you all how important that has been, but as well as how important it could be for you, of course. And so the resources that we offer, the kind of environment and culture that we create here at Speech and Debate is very important. And of course, for those of you that are experienced in speech and debate, this will feel like you're right at home. For those of you that don't feel like you know too much about speech and debate, or you're trying it out for the first time, as I did in my college years, you will find that speech and debate is one of the best places you can be. And I can't wait to welcome every single one of you to our family. So let's go ahead and begin. So speech and debate at UCSD, our motto is think, speak, and inspire. And we'll get into that in a second. So I'd like to give every single one of you here a warm welcome. My name is Marlon Minchez. I am the Vice President of Marketing for Speech and Debate. You can reach me at our official email, which is ucsd.debate@gmail.com. And the phone number, the official phone number for the team is also up there. Feel free to send a text message is the best way to communicate with the phone number. You can also give us a call. It is monitored 24/7. And the number there is on the screen. It's 858-869-9599. So we'll be moving forward here. And I'd like to go ahead and just talk about what speech and debate is. So in our motto, think, speak, and inspire, we really believe in that motto. As a premier organization on campus, we promote confidence, and we promote and we champion that inspired thinking. We really promote this confidence in public speaking because we believe that when you speak confidently, of course, with your well thought out arguments or well thought out speeches, of course, we usually end up on top, as you will see very soon, the accolades that speech and debate at UCSD has nationally. But we really want to promote this kind of thinking so that it's embedded really in our culture, and it's embedded in the things that we love to do greatly. So we always aim to enjoy what we do. As Coach always tells us, we always need to ensure that we're having fun first and foremost, but that also means that we're always striving to do our best. And lastly, we are a family. And so we will be talking about how we maintain this culture and how we will maintain this, of course, for you. And really, we're here to serve you. We're here to make sure that the resources that we can offer are always available to you, and that we're consistently, making sure that you feel supported, of course, within this team. So I'd like to go ahead and give a moment for head coach Robert Campbell to speak and to go ahead and give us his thoughts. So go ahead, Coach.
Thanks, Marlon. It's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight. Looks like we've got over 25 potential new recruits on the line tonight, so it's great to meet all of you. I am head coach Robert Campbell, but I'm also known as Professor Campbell. I have taught for the Rady School of Management at UCSD now for a decade. My flagship class, I am proud to report to you, is one of the most popular courses on campus. It's an ethics course called MGT 16. While you're on campus, I strongly encourage everybody to check out the business school offerings over there at Rady, and feel free to check out my class. I also teach a marketing class, MGT 105, which I orient toward personal branding for career maximization. Even though it's a brand management class, you will learn how to brand cans of peas along with branding yourself and becoming a wonderfully successful capitalist in your life. So Look me up at Rady at any time. I always put my personal contact information when I reach out to new debaters. There you see my cell phone number. That's my personal cell phone number. I have no problem in giving that. I've done that for 10 years against university advice to all of my students and all of my debaters. I have no problem with it. I always ask new team members that as long as you don't post that on any porn site, I'm perfectly okay with you guys having my personal cell phone number, and you can reach out to me anytime with your questions about the university or especially about speech and debate. You also see both of my email addresses there. You can either write to me at my UCSD email address or my personal email address. Those of you that are familiar with college basketball now know from my personal email address where I went to college. At the University of Kansas, I was privileged to be part of their national championship debating program only a half a century ago. But a couple of years ago, some students approached me at UCSD and said, we need to find a head coach and a sponsor for building UCSD's speech and debate. And I took that as a sign that it was time for me to work with students and build this. Marlon has a tremendous show for you guys tonight to just fly 30,000 feet over speech and debate and give you a bird's eye view of what we've built over the last couple of years. I think you'll be impressed. But a couple of things I want to leave you with before we go on with the rest of the show. Number one, if you have no experience with speech and debate, it's time to start asking some questions. And even after this program, we'll stay and ask some questions tonight, but also that's why you're going to see several slides about our contact information, because as I express in all of my classes, the only bad question is the one you choose not to ask. We are here to answer your questions tonight, especially about UCSD speech and debate. Take a look at us, explore, get your questions answered. And if you think you might fit in, we hope you'll join the team and get to know us even better. We've had tremendous success over the last couple of years, largely with novices, and it's been a spectacular ride. We'll hope you'll see a role in there for you. So remember to ask questions tonight, or if you think of them later on, reach out to Marlon or reach out to your head coach. And the second thing I want to say before turning it back over to Marlon is whatever level of experience you have with public speaking or with debating, whether it be nothing at all, or whether you've had some experience either in high school or at the community college level, consider joining UCSD Speech and Debate. Overall, our motto is, if you have no experience in speech and debate, we'll make you good at it. If you have any experience at all, we'll make you great at it. How great? Well, you're going to learn from Marlon how we've done over the last couple of years in the next few slides. Marlon, thanks for allowing me to introduce myself. Guys and gals, be sure you write down this information on my email addresses and my cell phone, and I share that with you personally, heart to heart. You can reach out to me on any subject matter at any time. I'm your head coach, and ask any questions about the program. Welcome to tonight and enjoy the great show you're about to see. Take it, Marlon.
Thank you very much, Coach. And thank you so much for graciously providing your contact information. Using your personal phone number is a great privilege in order to be able to communicate with you directly. So everyone, please do take that as a personal responsibility to use it wisely. But thank you so much, Coach. This is our amazing head coach, Robert Campbell, and I cannot state it enough. I've said it in the past, and I'll always say it again. He is a fantastic coach. He's always there for us, doing just above and beyond things during tournaments and outside of the classroom as well. So thank you so much, Coach, for being here tonight. So let's go ahead and continue with the show. So for those of you that may not be completely familiar with speech and debate or with speech and debate at UCSD, you may be wondering what speech and debate is. It's simply a place to grow, learn, and love. And as cheesy as that may sound, I truly believe this, because it is one of those places where I've seen students such as myself come through the program and grow not just as an individual, but grow as an academic and grow as a professional as well. And obviously learning along the way and gaining those new friendships and memories where the love comes in. So let's go ahead and have an overview about what do we do. So essentially, here are the top things that I believe speech and debate does really well. So the first thing is that we're a resource. We're a resource to students on campus. Those of you that may just want to join in order to gain public confidence and skills in public speaking, we are a great resource for you to learn that and to practice that in large amounts, large quantities, because that's really the only best way to gain that public speaking skill. For those of you that are already confident in speech and debate and have already been competitive either in high school or if you're a transfer student in college, you'll find that we're a very competitive team. We go to many, many tournaments throughout the quarter. And so we go to these collegiate tournaments, both local and abroad. Third, we're also a social team. So we do like to socialize. We do like to bond together. We do like to call ourselves a family. So we do have planned social events online, which we'll cover later on in the orientation. And then just going into that family aspect of what speech and debate is, when you join as a member, you can find that you will integrate yourself within a diverse group of students from similar backgrounds. Similar backgrounds such as the major, where you're studying, perhaps the city you're from. All of these diverse backgrounds and different walks of life are definitely present in speech and debate and definitely make the experience that much greater. We also offer co-curricular credits. So for those of you that are looking to add something to your transcript, we are offering co-curricular credit, which you will receive upon satisfying attendance requirements. So again, co-curricular credit, for those of you who don't know what that is, also known as CCR, is a type of credit that is added onto your transcript, your official transcript, and it is a great thing to show to employers when they see that you're a part of speech and debate. If you're a freshman for 4 years, it's a great thing to have. If you're a transfer student for 2 years, also great, looks amazing on your official transcript. And then finally, there are leadership opportunities. I myself, I'm in a leadership position, of course. And so these leadership roles are always they're always open every quarter. And we actually have a couple positions open now for those of you that may be interested in jumping right into leadership for speech and debate. So taking on these roles within the executive board is within reach. And speaking about our executive board, I just want to go ahead and just show you some faces and some names that you'll see very soon in our first GBM of the fall quarter. And our executive board is always ready to serve you. So just starting off with just some of the folks on our executive board here, of course, we have our head coach, Robert Campbell. We also have our president, Akshat Dante, as well as our vice president of coaching, Jasmine Moog. We also have our vice president of finance, Sarah Kagzi, as well as our vice president of administration, Russell Chang. And I also added myself onto that slide. That's me, vice president of marketing. So let's just go into the heart of what we do best. So these are the speech and debate events. This is really at the core of what we do. For those of you, again, who are competitive, you may already know what events you want to go straight into. For those of you that are trying to find your way through all of these events, we will go ahead and have a time where we discuss these well before our fall GBM, so that when we do go into our practices, you will already know where you want to go. But let's go ahead and just go into an overview of what these events are and what these events entail, of course. So in terms of our debate events, let's begin with debate. First off, we have our BP, British Parliamentary style of debate. It's a 4-on-4 style of debate. It's the format for the WDC. For those of you that are familiar with the WDC, that's the format for that tournament. You do get 15 minutes of prep time in this format in the collegiate circuits. There's less technical jargon than most other forms of debate, and most topics are either political or philosophical. Next up, we have NPDA, which is the National Parliamentary Debate Association. It is a 2-on-2 style form of debate with 30 minutes of prep time, and event topics are about current events. So you will get topics about politics, about health, medicine, anything that's within current events. And of course, extensive research is required for this form of debate. We also have IPDA, which is the International Public Debate Association. It's a 1-on-1 form of debate with 30 minutes of prep time with a wide range of topics, not just current events. And there's a bit less technicality. You'll find that some judges are perhaps not so versed in debate, and those are the kind of judges you will have there. So it is a bit more of a grounded form of debate. And last but not least, we also have APDA and LD. Lincoln Douglas is LD. So these forms of debate, we're not completely participating in them as much as we are these other three forms of debate. And the reason why is because these events are a bit more popular in the East Coast and other regions. However, I don't want to dismay any of you that may be in this orientation meeting tonight that are looking forward to doing LD or APDA. If you are looking forward to doing these styles of debate, please contact me and I will get you in contact with our Vice President of Coaching, Jasmine Mode. She is very, very excited to meet every single one of you, but she's even more excited, of course, for those of you that perhaps have some experience in APDA or LD and would like to participate. That would be fantastic. So please do not think that these are closed off at all. These are still open. However, we have a bit of a less focus on them just because we don't see them too often on the West Coast. Then in terms of our speech, so our speech events, we do have the main 4 events for speech. We have beginning off with impromptu, where you get quotes, choice of about 3 quotes for every round. You do get 2 minutes of prep time for about a 5-minute speech. And this type of event is very fun. It's very fast paced. You will develop quick thinking skills and how to create and form a speech at the drop of a hat. So very fun event indeed. We also have the original speech. Original speech is a form of pre-prepared speeches that you do beforehand, before getting into the round. So it is a 10-minute speech, either memorized, of course, most are memorized. And subcategories for original speech are persuasive, informative, cultural artifact, and more, such as communication analysis, for those of you that know. Interpretive speech, going down into interpretive speech. So this is a form of sort of performance form of speech where you choose a literary work with merit. You are required to have a manuscript. So if for those of you that don't know what that is, do not worry. We'll go ahead into more detail once we start talking about what events you'd like to choose. But just going on into interpretive, it is a 10-minute performance, and subcategories for interpretive include prose, poetry, drama, program, oral interpretation, and duo. And finally, we have extemporaneous. Extemporaneous speech is a very fun form of speech, and as Coach likes to put it, is one of the most vital forms of speech that you can learn, just because it does allow you to develop skills that are great in the business world, in the world of negotiation, in the world of persuasion. So the topics that are given for extemporaneous are on current events. You do get 30 minutes of prep time for a 7-minute speech. And those are our speech events. And of course, for those of you that would like to know about the structure of speech and debate, we do have these events taught by student coaches. So these coaches have either been participating in the event for some time. They have received accolades, awards in these events as well. So I would like to introduce to you our coaches who are your guides to growth and triumph. So beginning off with our debate coaches, we have our BP coach, British parliamentary coach, Uranav Gupta. Then we have our NPDA coach, Jack Walsh, as well as our IPDA coach, Bella Lalaine. And here are some of our speech coaches. We have original speech coach, Alex Zhao, impromptu coach, Tyler Jiang, extemporaneous coach, Christian Kim, and our interpretive coach, Tiffany Nguyen. So again, these are just faces and names that you will see very soon, and you will get to talk to them about the events that you're interested in. So let's go into a quick blast into the past here and just talk very quickly about our history, because I think that really feeling the belonging to a team really includes knowing the history of that team and where that team came from. And you are now a very key part of this team. And just by being here, you are making history. So just a very short history here. We were reestablished in 2018. Speech and debate at UC San Diego has had its stints and its visibility around the region in the early 2000s. However, that didn't go too well. But in 2018, Shahryar Ajmal, who you will see very soon, and you'll get to meet and know very well, united with other students on campus and established the program with the help of Coach Robert Campbell. So Coach Campbell graciously offered his help as faculty advisor, and just went so far into what he needed to do in order to get the program established. We are associated with the Rady School of Business, and we are looking to hopefully become a program someday with the University of California at San Diego. Of course, we are affiliated as a student organization, but we do have those higher visions and higher goals for the program. Second, here is where in 2019, when we were in our second year, we were reaching for the stars, and that was when Speech and Debate received national recognition as the third best debate team in the nation. So, and that was in NPDA. And there's quite a story there in terms of how we got that, with our NPDA competitors wanting to go into novice tournaments, but in those tournaments they were told that the novice division wasn't going to be available to them, and they were entered into the open division. And in the open division, they went ahead and just absolutely obliterated the competition and allowed us to gain that national ranking. So again, third best in the nation. And now in 2020, we are reaching new frontiers where online tournaments and opportunities have become available. So we are looking at online tournaments that are farther than we've ever dreamed about going, and in places that we've always thought would take a bit longer to get to. So that's the great thing about the online opportunities that we've been looking at. However, the new frontiers also include, building this brand new program where we want to have lots of our members become a part of this key moment of triumph, where we want to go ahead and gain that, not just gain even more national recognition, but just increase the number of awards and accolades the Speech and Debate has. Once we are able to reach, once we're able to return to campus, you'll see that the accolades and awards that we have are proudly displayed in the Rady School of Business main lobby, where we have a great trophy case. You can see a photo of that trophy case on our website, and I'll show you very soon. But that trophy case is a great sign and a symbol of the triumph and success that we've had together as a team. And we've all done this with the help of our head coach as well, the help of our student coaches, but also with the help of all of our members, such as you, who always continuously strive to do their best and always strive to have fun. So that was a short history, but let's go ahead and talk about what what are our expectations for new members, and what we want new members to know in order to communicate with us, and in order to, in order to have that clear line of communication, so that we can always maintain that professionalism. So in terms of attendance expectations, we do want to show you what our co-curricular credit and membership requirements are. So here are attendance expectations. So there is an 80% attendance expectation that is required for both general body meetings, also known as GBMs, and practices to meet that co-curricular credit requirement. So again, that's 80%, that's 8 out of every 10 meetings. As well as for the membership requirement, it is at 70%, or just about a C, just passing. So that attendance is for GBMs and practices as well, and that 70% is for membership. So we will be taking attendance during our GBMs, and we will be taking attendance during practice sessions as well. And then finally, here we have that tournament participation requirement that we have every quarter to meet membership status, and that is 2 per quarter. Of course, you can do much more than that. I believe, as far as my experience has gone, and the experience that other members have had, once you go to your first tournament and then on to your second, it just becomes very addictive, and you want to keep going, you want to keep competing, and it is a lot of fun. So again, it's just 2 per quarter at minimum, but you can definitely do more. And of course, we have expectations for communication here. So because we are virtually and online, we do have expectations for how we want you to reach us. So if you ever find yourself not being able to attend a GBM or practice, you need to understand and obviously know that for us, we understand that you do have schoolwork, you do have things outside of speech and debate that you need to take care of. That is absolutely important. That is absolutely fine. We would just like you to communicate that with us just so that we can ensure that your attendance has been taken care of. So attendance to GBMs or practices, if you're not able to attend, please go ahead and submit the absence form, which is found on our website, which is ucsdspeechanddebate.org, or you can email us at ucsd.debate@gmail.com. Additionally, if it's for a practice, it'd be great for you to email and text the respective event coach that you were supposed to be practicing with. So this is the expectation, of course. And in terms of attendance for tournaments, attendance at tournaments is absolutely important. It is very critical for the attendance to tournaments for UCSD to be at 100%. However, we understand last minute situations may occur, anything may happen that may limit you or prevent you from attending. So if you have 24 hours in advance, we do ask that you email ucsd.debate@gmail.com and inform us of the situation so that we know that you won't be attending or you may be attending in some different form or late, whatever it may be. Otherwise, if it's less than 24 hours, we ask that you call or text Coach Campbell or the official team phone number, which is again displayed on the screen there. So that is the expectation for attendance at tournaments. In terms of attendance to events, we will have social events throughout the quarter. So attendance to events is optional. However, we would love for you to be there for you to enjoy moments with the team. If you can attend, we ask that you text the team number, which again is displayed there, or you can message your recruitment chair, JT Melton, who you will meet very soon. All other communication for any other reason or for anything that may be happening, you can email us again or text the team number. And next up, I'd like to talk about leadership opportunities. So leadership opportunities at Speech and Debate are plentiful. We do have a rather large board that is responsible for many different things that Speech and Debate has to do on the daily. So of course, my position is part of the executive board. But if you'd like to join as a coach as well, you can definitely have that opportunity. We try to term out at the end of every year for the exec board, and different times may happen as well with different members if they have other responsibilities or anything may happen that may open up a position. So in terms of leadership opportunities, let me go ahead and open up the opportunity for marketing. So if anyone is interested or has any experience in social media or social event planning, I would love for you to email our email at ucsd.debate@gmail.com with your interest inquiry. A resume is optional, but strongly encouraged. So we do have two positions within the marketing team that are open right now. The two positions are for our social media chair and our social chair. So social chair is in charge of our social events, of course, and social media is in charge of social media. You would be working directly underneath myself, the Vice President of Marketing. So again, this is just a leadership opportunity that is open for those of you that are interested. And next up, I'd like to, this quote that Coach Campbell has always says before a tournament is always ingrained in my mind, and it's always really the focus of what we do at tournaments. And what he always says is our first priority is to have fun. Winning gold colored plastic comes in at very close second. And of course, this quote is really a summary of how we do things at Speech and Debate. We always prioritize having fun, making sure that you are enjoying yourself, making sure that you are in the best state of mind, of course. And that usually results in winning lots of gold colored plastic, lots of trophies, lots of medals, awards, certificates, whatever it may be at any tournament. That's usually what occurs because of that strong team chemistry and that strong family bond that we have with one another. And of course, at the end of the day, we are a family. So with that being said, I like to go into the social aspect of speech and debate, where you will find that, finding new friends as a freshman or transfer student is going to be one of the easiest things to do within speech and debate. And of course, with new friends, you find fun. And we are virtual, but we are closer than ever. And that is one of the most important things that we want to make sure all of our members have during this quarter that we're online, because for the most part, we won't be able to see each other in person, perhaps for some time. But what we hope is that we're able to create these memories, we're able to create these bonds, so that one day, hopefully in the very near future, when we are able to return on campus safely, we will be able to do so and already have these relationships established. We'll be able to meet with one another, hang out, go to each other's dorms, have like these very fun moments, of course, with people that you already know, people that you feel familiar and comfortable with. So that is really the focus of what we're going to be doing this quarter. So let me go ahead and talk about our social offerings. So in terms of social events, we will be doing our social events online. So we will be having online social events such as online board games, other online games such as Among Us, for those of you that are familiar with that game, Zoom yoga as well, Netflix watch parties, Hulu watch parties, sports watch parties, and more. So the events will be plentiful. We'll be doing them weekly. And we hope that these events will allow us to have fun, even when we have to, remain in our homes, remain inside. And hopefully this will allow us to distract ourselves as well with the daily grind of schoolwork and whatnot. There's always some time, hopefully, that we can have fun and we can come together. Secondly, we will be doing class groups. So you are, every single one of you in this room right now, your class is the fall of 2020 class group. And so you will be presented with fun challenges and opportunities to meet and bond. And this includes many different efforts from our recruitment chair, where we hope for that every single one of you in this room and in the other orientations that have joined us will be able to just create that close-knit group within your own cohort. And then finally, we have that close support. So at some point during your membership, we'll match you with our older members that'll help guide you in and out of the Zoom classroom. And these members may be members that you have things that are, you have things in common with, such as perhaps similar backgrounds or similar major or anything of the sort. And these members will be there to always assist you and to just offer you guidance whenever you need it. So hopefully that kind of support will definitely come in handy. And finally, our resource offerings. Again, just to summarize what our resource offerings are for those of you that are joining us and perhaps just want to learn to speak in public and just want to gain that confidence. We do have a ton of practice. We practice public speaking so much, and it is one of the main things that we do. And so of course that it will always be available. We also have one-on-one time available with coaches and board members. We also have study hours. We will be doing study hours throughout the quarter, where you can join study hours with the entire team just to keep each other company and to make sure, of course, that we're keeping on track and staying motivated throughout the year with our schoolwork. Of course, we just went over the social events. So social events are going to be there to meet new friends and make memories. And as well as our competitions, competing in these collegiate tournaments is going to be a pinnacle of your experience here at Speech and Debate. One of the most fun things that you will ever do. It's definitely one of the most fun things I've ever done when I did it in person, but I've also had the same experience when I did it online. The thrill is both the same. And finally, the accolades. So we do have a ton of accolades that you will see from the Rady School of Business lobby inside that trophy case. It's just a few of them. Other members have kept their awards, but it is a great feeling to know that you can contribute to our goals and to the prestige of the program on campus and of course throughout the nation. So knowing that you worked hard in order to win an award, which of course takes time. I've seen students, grow into that sort of accomplishment, but once that accomplishment is achieved, you definitely feel that sense of pride. You feel that sense of joy. And of course, you will be a mark in Speech and Debate's history forever. So that's a great thing to know as well. So, welcome to your new home. We hope that you will enjoy your stay. We hope that you will find Speech and Debate to be one of the greatest organizations and experiences that you've ever had. It definitely is for me. And I can really genuinely say that outside of my position. I'm so happy I joined Speech and Debate. And again, it's one of those places where you hope that everyone can join, everyone can find a place like Speech and Debate. But of course, you're here for a reason. I believe that. And I believe that you will also find your very special place here at Speech and Debate. So I hope to guide you there. Again, I'm your Vice President of Marketing. I'm always available to speak. You will be my best friend for the next few days or so when we go into our next steps. So you will be wondering maybe what's next. So what's to come? So for our new members, there is an email invitation. I will be sending out those invitations over the next few days. And those invitations are going to be sent out to everyone. We're not an exclusive club. There's no recruitment where you need to try out or do anything of the sort, because we want to be here as a resource, of course. But once you receive this invitation, you will be allowed to accept it in order to enter that fall of 2020 class, where we will enter you into the chat. We will enter you into the private Facebook group, and you will also be receiving more information. We will also be having our fall GBM. Our fall GBM is October 5th at 7 p.m. You will again receive this information via email, and we will email and text you with reminders to join that first GBM of the year. We're very excited for that, and it is one of the first times that you will get to see the entire team together. We also are going to be having our first social, so you will be able to meet and socialize with new and current members. So we will be having that over the next couple of weeks. Again, you will receive notification of that as well. And finally, one of the things that we're going to do as well for new members is for those of you that already know what events you want to do, fantastic. You can go ahead and just express that to us. We'll go ahead and just enter you into those events with your respective coaches. For those of you that don't know or not necessarily quite sure, we'll help you navigate those choices. We'll help you go ahead and find the right ones for you. And you will be given the option to choose at least 2 events to learn and compete. And so we do ask that you will enter into 2 events, either one in debate and one in speech. If you are already experienced, again, you can always enter in debate, but we always ask for you to enter a speech event as well. And these 2 events are going to be your events to learn and compete in for the next quarter or so. And you will get to meet your coaches as well during the fall GBM. So that's what's next there. Again, I will be you will be my best friend during these next few days, where we will go ahead and just go back and forth, and I will see every single one of you, and hopefully speak with every single one of you one-on-one as well. So that is the end of our orientation there. We do have some time, but if you have to leave, if you have any questions, you can email us, send us a text, or visit our website as well. We do have some FAQs on the website. I will show the website in just a second. But if you have time, please go ahead and stay and ask any pressing questions you may have or any comments. So thank you again very much for spending part of your evening with us. And I hope that you received plentiful information. And if you have, again, any questions, I'd love to hear them now. So
before we go to Q&A,
see Jose, you have a question. If you'd like to unmute yourself, go ahead and do so.
Hey, Marlon, before we do go to Q&A, let me add just a couple of comments to supplement your excellent presentation. I do want to stress this is a lot of information for new potential team members, so make certain you get that contact information written down right there so that you can reach out to Marlon, reach out to the team through that email address, or by leaving a text message, or actually a phone message on the team's phone number. I stress to all of you, the only bad question is the one you choose not to ask, either tonight while we stick around for a while and answer questions that come up among the people that are here tonight, or you think of questions later. Be sure and pose them and get your questions answered. Also remember, this session has been recorded, and you'll be able to view it later. If you want to review, you can do that at your leisure by reaching out to Marlon and finding out how to find that. So 3 more things that I just want to share with you in general after you've seen this presentation. First of all, you might have, depending on your experience, or especially if you've had no experience in speech and debate, you might feel a little bit intimidated We don't want you to feel that way at all, because for several reasons. I mean, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Marlon said that this team was ranked nationally, and that is true. San Diego State, one of our in-county rivals down the road, has had a speech and debate program for over 3 decades. And last couple of years, they have finished 15th and 20th in the country in terms of NPDA debate. Your UCSD Tritons, only 2 years old now, for 2 years in a row, as Marlon has expressed, has finished 3rd in the nation, in recognized by the NPDA.org organization. So indeed, you can be intimidated when you walk into the lobby of the Rady School of Management, and you'll see that floor-to-ceiling trophy case that is stuffed with gold-colored plastic earned by this team over the last 2 years. But I don't want anybody on this call to be intimidated, because you got to realize a couple of things. Number one, most of the awards this team has won in the last 2 years have been done by novices that went to tournaments, that learned from tournament directors, hey, we don't have a novice division, not enough people signed up, so you guys have to compete in junior division. And I will correct Marlon, he did say open earlier in the presentation. He didn't mean to do that. We have landed 3rd in the nation in the junior division of debate, up from our novice ranking for 2 years running now, and we're working on improving that ranking. Secondly, you will have a tremendous crew of student coaches. Whatever event you pick, you're going to have an experienced student coach along with me to help you be the best you could possibly be in that event. And without any of my accolades going to their heads, I got to tell you, we picked the best kids on the team to be coaches and to teach others. And we have got a crackerjack group led by one of our top people in debate, Ms. Jasmine Moheb. She knows how to organize. She knows how to win debates. She's an outstanding speaker and an incredibly quick mind. You've got some tremendous coaches, Marlon included in the events that he handles, tremendous coaches to teach you and have you grow along the intercollegiate level. And then one minor little point, as your head coach, I am proud to report to you that I was the winningest debater in Kansas history back in the day, a record that stood at the University of Kansas for 7 years after I graduated. I traveled 24,000 miles for KU in 4 years representing the university. Wasn't good enough to play basketball, doggone it, but I got on the debate team and had a ball for 4 years. So I know how to teach kids how to win argumentation. How to win debates in whatever format that you choose to be in. And I also know how to win speaking events. So glad to help you in that area. So like I said, if you've had no experience whatsoever, but you'd like to do this, we'll make you good at it and we'll make you a winner. If you've had any experience at all, we'll make you great at it and you'll win a lot. So that's a promise to you. Second thing I want to share before we go to questions and answers, what we expect of you as a debater, when you sign up, there is a tremendous amount of flexibility on this team. You get to choose the tournaments that you go to. We even encourage you to go to as many as you can handle or want to, but you get to choose the ones you go to. You get to choose the type of events you want to, debate formats, I should say, that you want to specialize in. You get to choose that. We went over the 4 main ones that we do, but you get to choose that. But we also ask that if you choose to specialize in debate, we want all of our debaters to at least specialize in 2 individual events, 2 speaking events. And that's simply because I learned at KU that if you participated in speech events, it made you a better debater. Plus, you don't get bored of tournaments waiting for the next debate round when you can run off to a speech event and win a trophy in that too. So that's the debaters are expected to also specialize in 1 or 2, preferably 2 speech events. Conversely though, some of you might not want to debate. You might not want to be part of that. You may want to just be part of the speech events, and that's okay. You can be a speech only competitor. In that respect, we ask you to at least take on 2 types of speech events so that you'll be busy at a tournament for one thing. And you can actually do more than that if you're only going to specialize in what's known as individual events and not actually be a debater. That's allowed. The last thing I want to share with you before Q&A is that we are looking to build a national championship team here. That's a long-term goal, but what that means is we can't do that very well with team members that pass through the organization for a quarter and then go do something else. As I expressed to you, I debated for the University of Kansas for 4 years and loved every moment of it. I hope you will love this too. And so we're looking for kids that want, whether they're going to spend 2 years at UCSD because they transferred here, or they're going to spend 4 years here. It certainly is desirable that you stay on the team from quarter to quarter, grow and get better and better. There are tournaments every quarter, and we want to keep building and get better and better. And truly, one day, I know it's just kind of in my personal dreams, one day take on University of Kansas and actually beat them. That's way down the road, but we'll get there. Anyway, thank you for that long-winded dissertation, but I wanted to get wrapped up on those topics before we went into Q&A. And I'm going to hang around with Marlon, and several of the board members are on this call too. Marlon, why don't you run the chat and let's take everybody's Q&A.
Let's go ahead. Thank you very much, Coach, for all of that. Very true what he said. We do want that wide participation, and we also want everyone to feel welcome. So again, do not feel overwhelmed. I know definitely I might have felt slightly overwhelmed when I first joined. I'll just give my short experience. When I joined, I had never done speech and debate before, but the fantastic student coaches that were with me then just had that great mindset, and that team culture really helped me just fit right in. And it was so much fun going to tournaments and winning first place awards. Was absolutely fantastic. It felt great. So I've seen it many times, and I can't wait to see that same story repeat itself with every single one of you. So
hey Marlon, why don't I take the first two questions that are already in the chat?
Go ahead and take those first two, Coach.
Yeah, and then what we'll go, kids, what we'll go to is verbal. After I answer these first two questions that are in the chat, then just, if you got a question, we'll take turns, just unmute your mic, let Marlon or I recognize you, and then we'll take your question. So in the chat, we've got, first of all, what's the difference between novice, junior, open, or any other rankings? In general, there's 4 rankings at tournaments, it's too long-winded to go into detail tonight, but here's the Reader's Digest version. There's rookie division for people that have had no experience whatsoever. That's offered at a few tournaments. There's novice division, which literally means that you haven't had very much experience, if any at all, but you're beyond a rookie. You've actually been to a debate tournament before. Junior division is beyond novice, so if you've had a year of intercollegiate, usually you are up into junior division. And then open is for your seniors more experienced. There are formal written rules at websites that we will teach you and send you to understand what your classification is going to be. But it's important to understand that those division classifications can be modified on a tournament by tournament basis. So we always look at the tournament invitation to ensure that we enroll participants in the right division. Next question was, is there any limit on the number of students that can sign up for a particular event? As of now, no. We have a returning team of somewhere between 15 and 25 kids coming back to the team. We're anticipating this year of having a team probably over 50, and we'll see how that all shakes out, but there's no inherent limit on like we have 10 debaters or only 15 can sign up for impromptu. Nope, no limits at all. This is a student-run organization. It's largely student-driven. You get to pick those things. So it's very, very flexible.
All right.
Shall I keep going on the chat?
Yeah, go ahead and keep going. Akshita's question is next, correct?
Next thing is, can you join in your senior year? The answer is yes. You can join in your senior year. I guess that the short answer is the best answer. Yes, you can join your senior year. We are building this team, so we do have a slight preference for freshmen and sophomores to be able to have that multiple year experience. But we've had juniors come in, and we can accept seniors too. Like as your head coach, my attitude is simply bring attitude. If you have the attitude, you want to learn, you want to win, it doesn't matter what year you are in school. For interpretive events, is humor and drama available? Yes, it is. How many tournaments can you realistically participate in a quarter? How good of a student are you? Is the answer to that question. Because for KU, I was gone every other weekend. Every 10 days, Doc Parson, my mentor and coach, put me on the road representing the University of Kansas. So if you want, and you'll see on the website, you'll see our tournament schedule. You actually get to choose. Obviously, your academic work is top priority, but second is speech and debate in my book. So you get to pick on how many tournaments you want to go to. Here's a question. Hi, I'm actually a high school student. Long question. My high school doesn't have speech and debate program. Okay. Very interested in learning speech and debate, even if I don't get to compete or receive any credit for it. Well, yeah, but you will. Is there any way for a high school student like myself to participate, contribute, sitting in for a little bit of learning experience? Well, you have to be an enrolled student at UCSD to be on the team. With what I'll say tonight, extremely rare exception. And if somebody is in high school and has learned about this and is not a senior, not coming to UCSD yet, you can contact me and we can talk about your specific situation.
Okay, Coach. I wanted to give the opportunity for Jose to ask this question. He needs to leave in just a second. So go ahead, Jose. Thank you for being patient.
No problem. Go for it.
My pleasure. Thank you once again for putting on this amazing presentation. My name's Jose Chavez, and I was actually in speech and debate for 3 years at my high school. I was a 2-time state qualifier. Well, I was a 1-time national qualifier in original oratory, and I actually qualified to go to state as the presiding officer. But because of this year's predicament, I was not able to do so. Because of my experience in congressional debate, I was really hoping competing as a senator this year and hopefully in the future. Do we have a section here on the team? Do we have a congressional debate team here?
So Jose, I think that's called Congress, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We just call it by the full thing, you know.
All right. There's good news and mediocre news.
Okay.
The only tournament that we ran across, let's put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because of budgetary limitations, we have been doing our performance physically in Southern California. The 3 contiguous counties were within our range of driving to tournaments over the last 2 years. That's where we've done all our debate tournaments. We were actually going to break out of that and fly to Berkeley last year. Unfortunately, Northern California burnt to the ground on the very weekend that we were supposed to go to the Berkeley tournament. They lost power on campus and it got canceled for us. But okay. One of the ironies of COVID-19 is that now that we're all in cyberspace, we are now planning on going to tournaments in Europe, on the East Coast. We've already been to the East Coast. We can go anywhere that anybody wants to stay up late at night to be in another time zone. So we're not limited. The mediocre news is that the only tournament we ran across last year that had the event Congress, and we were going to compete in it, was Nationals in the spring quarter, but it got canceled because of COVID-19. So we've never done it. We've got kids on the team that have done it, that want to do it, and we will do it if we find it anywhere. Okay?
Great.
That's the answer to your question.
Yeah, perfect. Then that concludes my questioning period. I'd love to apply, you know, and join Congress and maybe even do oratory, or I mean originals again, because I had a good speech and almost went to nationals for that.
Sounds great. We're so happy to have you here, Jose. Thank you for coming today.
Yep. Hope to see you on the team, Jose.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now that Jose has asked his question, we have Cariapa's question here. What times are GBMs and events, and what happens if the class conflicts with these events? That's a great question. So let me go ahead and just show you here how you can go ahead and take a look at our times and our events and when we'll be having practices. So what I just opened up here is the Speech and Debate website. Again, that's ucsdspeechanddebate.org. And where, you know, if you go down here, we'll go ahead and have our events as they come up. We have our orientation here, our first GBM of the fall quarter. But if you go straight into our calendar right up over here, you'll see that we have our tournament socials and events. So this is very handy. You can go ahead and just scroll over to October when we start our GBMs and practices. And these are the times for each of our practices here. So again, we do have a GBM on the 5th here of October. That's at 7 p.m., as well as another GBM on the 8th. That's also at 7 p.m. And again, these are all the times and dates, and they will be constantly updated with any changes, anything that goes out like that. You will definitely be notified via email, but always make sure you check this calendar. This calendar will be kept up to date by our coaches and our VP of coaching, as well as the marketing team for any socials and other events that we may have. So that's how you can check that there. If you have any class conflicts with events that occur, you can go ahead and just let us know again with the communication expectations that we have. If it's for a social event, you can go ahead and text us. That's completely fine. Message a recruitment share. If it's for a practice or something more serious like a tournament, we definitely need you to go ahead and go through the process of emailing us, maybe texting or calling coach if it's that necessary. And again, all of that information that was in the orientation of how to communicate with us is how you would is what you would do if you had a class conflict. So I hope that answers your question.
Let me add to that a little bit.
Yeah.
So guys and gals, this team, one of the watchwords is flexibility. We bend over backwards to build this team around students' needs and students' desires. Now, that being said, the schedule that you'll find on the website is our best effort to plan how we're going to run this team for at least fall quarter. And so we've scheduled practices and we've scheduled GBMs. You'll notice that at the beginning of October, we're going to start with 2 GBMs a week for the first couple of weeks. It's planned that way, Monday nights and Thursday nights. We also anticipate that after the first couple of weeks, we're not going to need 2 GBMs a week. So we'll probably cut back to strictly Monday night GBM. And then when you look at the practice schedule there, to the extent that you might have conflicts there, realize that we haven't formed these sub-teams of events and who's going to participate in them yet. So this was a schedule that was put together that works for our coaches. However, if you want to do an event and there's a problem with you going to that practice time with that coach, that's for you to work out with the coach to see what can be done special for you. So it's kind of a chicken and egg kind of question. We've got to find out who shows up to the GBMs, what they want to do, how aggressive they want to be in competing, what events they want to be in, how does that tax our coaches, what are their class conflicts, what are their other conflicts. I will say this in general tonight. If you cannot come to a Monday GBM at all because of a course conflict, that's a problem. You got to come to GBMs every once in a while. Everything is going to be recorded though, because we're in cyberspace. And I always teach in my classes, by the way, all solutions just create different problems. So even though COVID is a piece of crap, it has enabled us to afford to go to tournaments on the East Coast. Plus, it has afforded us the opportunity to record everything. So GBMs, practice sessions, everything's going to be recorded so that people that have severe conflicts can still stay on the team. And we will work with you, but you do kind of have to show up. I have this one caution, and that's not to throw a bucket of water at all on your UCSD experience. Debate is a big commitment if you're going to do it right and be part of a championship team. That's what I want for you. What that means is that I'm hopeful that you want to make speech and debate your #1 extracurricular activity. If you're thinking about doing a half a dozen other extracurricular activities on campus, and those schedules conflict with what you see in our calendar, you're going to have a real problem being on the speech and debate team. We will teach you and we'll love to have you, but we're not a drop-in shop. We are a real team that represents UCSD. And I am, even though we're building our Triton program, a lot of this is influenced by my experience at a national championship school. And I want to build that for you guys here at UCSD. And the kids that have been with me in these last 2 years, we've built I think the modern language would say, we've built a bitchin' operation that goes to these tournaments Guys and gals, when we started in 2018, we showed up at tournaments and everybody was very courteous and kind. And they said, oh, how cute. UCSD now has a speech and debate team. After about 4 tournaments, they were still kind and courteous, but the response was, oh crap, UCSD is here, we're gonna lose. So we've got a reputation, we are a powerful group, and what's great is to watch the growth of everybody that comes onto this team, whether you're a highly skilled high school kid or you're in community college and you've never done this. We take you and in a few weeks, throw you into the pool of a tournament and you'll be winning so fast, you're gonna be delighted. Some of our coaches had never had the experience of their event until they actually landed into this team, got taught a few tricks from me and the other coaches, and boom, they're now teaching other students how to win. So, long-winded way, sorry about that, Marlon, don't mean to do that tonight, we're all tired.
I love it, Coach.
Long-winded way of saying there's a lot of flexibility in this schedule. It's a chicken and egg, horse before the cart problem. We got to see who shows up, what everybody wants to do. We'll sort it all out.
And we'll sort all of that out right before our first fall GBM so that when you jump into getting to meet your coaches, you'll go ahead and just have an idea of the events that you want to do. And then you'll get to conversate with them on how much you want to and all those details. So thank you so much for all of that, Coach. I hope that was helpful for everyone. If we have any other questions, we can still take them, but it is 8 p.m. Our orientation was only supposed to be an hour long. So again, thank you so much, every single one of you, for being here tonight. You can stay after the time is over, but thank you again for just showing up, for being here, and we hope again to welcome you to our family. And again, expect that email for initiation to come in very soon. And we hope to see you in our first fall GBM as well. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Take care.
All right. Any other questions before you're not logging off the meeting, are you? You going to log off the meeting, Marlon?
I think so. Yeah. There weren't any other questions here.
Can I ask a question? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's take verbal questions of any verbal questions for the next few minutes.
Yeah, I prefer than typing. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was really good and really representative of the team and very thorough. I am from the transfer from community college, from the Mesa Community College. So I'm starting here as a junior. Also, I am a STEM major, math major, so not very relatable to the communications part or any other social science. And I was looking forward to improve my ability to speak well and communicate, and also fight the scientific discommunication that happens daily in everywhere I see. I would like to know if here is the right place for myself, for a person like me, or is I am like a fish out of the pond, some sorts?
Well, you'll be, first of all, that's a great question. And you'll be mildly amused to know that last year's president of the speech and debate team and team captain was a STEM major. So we do have STEM majors. And it's a tough road to hoe at UCSD, no question, very hard curriculum, but we've had extremely success. And by the way, he's stepped aside as president, but he's still on the team, and you'll meet him at our first GBM. So he's stepped aside from the board, but he's still a major competitor and will be out there to tournaments. So STEM majors can do that. I would answer your question directly by kind of turning it around on you. I know that the only other alternative for someone like yourself who wants to learn more about public speaking is the fact that the communications department at the university has one public speaking class. And you're welcome to take that, but that's all they've got. The rest of that, God love them, they deal with communication theory. The reason that your speech and debate program is over in the business school, we deal with reality. We basically take theory and put it to practice. If you take communications theory and you put it to practice, I don't know, call me crazy, that's called speech and debate. So we are the real world. In all of my classes, I teach the real world of business, and that's the way I coach speech and debate. So I'm just guessing here, but I'm going to guess that English is a second language for you. And so I'm going to encourage you to come join the team. Come see how well you can develop your command of the English language, which is the world language of business anyway, and pick an event that entertains you and get good at it. We'll show you how to do that. It's all up to you and your initiative on how good you can really be. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. I'm from Brazil, actually, so I'm not from US, and you got that right. I'm trying to improve that on myself because, you know, mathematicians, we talk about equations, functions, not speeches.
Right.
Well,
But thank
not
you
a
so
problem.
much.
But like I said, I teach the real world of business. And for my STEM majors, I always say, you know, out there in the real world, being right is only half of your problem. If you can't persuade anybody else that you're right, you're dead in the water. And that's what I teach, is persuasion. So I think it'll be very valuable for you. So continue to check it out. And I think you'll be our first Brazilian. I know that on our team roster, we represent at least a half a dozen countries. We have team members from all 7 colleges on the team and all 4 years of school. So when the university looks for an example of diversity, first on the list is speech and debate.
And that's very true. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to the team, Kaike. We definitely want to, you know, I want you to know that, you know, you're not one of the first folks to join that hasn't had any experience or that feels uneasy about maybe doing an event. I've seen it myself many times with students that come in with, you know, difficulty speaking or maybe just being very shy or having stage fright. And it just as a flower or a rose that blossoms in the sun, it's absolutely amazing to see the growth that you can have when you really dedicate yourself and when you really practice and take that time. Of course, with the guidance of our coaches and the rest of our team, we'll help support you and make sure that you can get to where you want to be. So welcome to the team, and we hope to really, really be behind you every step of the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other verbal questions tonight before we call it a night? You guys good? All right, bless your hearts. Hope to see you down the road. Marlon, another great job. Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Coach. All right, everyone have a wonderful night and take care. Thank you so much for being here.
Bless your heart. See y'all later.
See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation.